All right, welcome. In this demo, we're going to start a Zoom call, a conference that will allow you to video conference with others. I've gone to zoom.us right here. I'm going to go to sign in, and I'm going to use my Google account down here at the bottom, sign in with Google. I'm going to choose, in this case, I'm going to choose actually my school account. These are both Google accounts. You can use a personal account. Personal account has some limitations. I believe it's a 40-minute maximum meeting time, unless you buy the pro version, but it's free for 40 minutes. I happen to have a pro account through my school, so I'm going to use that one. This is my dashboard here, and right away I'm just going to come over here to the right, and I'm going to schedule a meeting. And I'm going to call this Performance for Xavier School for the Gifted, or whatever your performance is. Now you have two options here. You can create basically a single instance of a meeting and put a time and a date on it and a duration, and the Zoom room will only be open for that amount of time on that date. This may be wise to do it that way if you have multiple performances you're doing, and the information for the meeting is going to go out to a wide variety of people. Anyone with that link can go into that meeting. So sometimes it just depends on how your brain works. If you want to just have a single meeting for a performance, you can do that. There's another option which probably makes more sense if you're doing private lessons, which is you can set up a recurring meeting, which basically means if I go to recurring meeting and say no fixed time, this basically means this room is open whenever I open it. So this could be your studio lesson meeting, and you give your students the link and they just show up. So I have office hours that I'll do as a recurring meeting, so I don't have to make a Zoom meeting for every single thing. But for today, let's pretend that the gig is on Tuesday. It's for an hour. It's at 2 p.m. Okay. You also can put a passcode on this so that not just anybody who has the link can get in. I'm going to go ahead and just say music is the name of the passcode. And you can enable a waiting room so that when participants come to your Zoom meeting, they're in sort of a waiting room and you let them in. It's kind of up to you. Sometimes that's another layer that you don't want to deal with. As you do a Zoom or two, you will get much more comfortable with this. I'm going to save this, and that will generate my invite link. And all I do there is copy and paste that link and give it to whoever needs it, whether it's a school or a student or an organization. When they type that link into their computer, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to copy this, and I happen to have a willing participant. Okay, I'm in my Gmail now. I'm going to send a letter to my wife, and I'm going to paste that into the email, and hopefully when I go back to my Zoom here, I'm going to start my meeting now just to show you what it looks like. I'm starting it, and here we are. I am in my Zoom call, and hopefully if the link worked, oh, the password's music. So on my Zoom screen now, you can see Jennifer Mann has entered the waiting room for this meeting, and I can admit her, or I can see who's in there. I can look in there, and I can admit or remove her. So I'm going to admit her. She's good people. And I'm going to go up to my gallery view up at the top so I can see everybody who's in the meeting. She doesn't have her camera turned on. Now she does. Hi. So she would be your audience. And you'll notice that when she comes in, she's muted right here in the corner. And you can control that also. You can mute all the participants if you want to. I can mute her, like if her mic is on. And I can also control what the participants can do. So if I don't want, for instance, if I go to security here, if I don't want them to be able to unmute themselves during my performance, which could be very helpful, I can remove that power. So they cannot unmute themselves until I do it. So those are just some considerations as you start the meeting. And right here, we're ready to go. I could start playing and the mic's going to pick me up. But you might notice that the quality of that tone is not fantastic because these are designed to favor the human voice. They're just designed for conversation, and it treats a lot of the other sound spectrum as just noise. So it puts a gate on it and it compresses it. One cool thing in Zoom, if you'll notice up here on the upper left, if I turn on original sound, what that does is it relaxes a lot of that kind of processing. And hopefully, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear the difference through this recording, but we have discovered that it can dramatically improve the quality of this tone coming through. Hopefully that would make a difference. There are also some other things we can do to improve that quality, but for people just to get the idea that you're playing an instrument and the performance will come through, here you are. This is as few steps as you might need to get to that place. We'll share some other ideas about getting better sound as well. Hope this was helpful.